So I honestly have no idea if this is even possible. I have no idea how this is going to go. I'm going to basically upload however it does, because I think this is going to be a fun one, boys. So if you could not tell by the title and the thumbnail of today's video, today's challenge is basically I have to win a championship, but I can have no 85 plus overalls on my team. Now you guys already probably know how broken 2K's progression system is anyways. It seems like everybody hits basically an 85 plus overall, literally no matter who they are, as long as they're under the age of like 26. So today I have to win a championship with no one 85 or higher. So 84 and below are absolutely good, absolutely in the clear. So I do have a little bit of a game plan today. The way we're going to be doing this is I'm going to do a fantasy draft. I'm not going to select any of my picks at all. But yeah, this is going to be a tough one. Let's hop into it. So as I was saying, I have no idea if this is going to be possible. We are going to be doing a fantasy draft style. The CPU will be selecting my entire team. Most likely I'm going to have to trade a couple of these guys definitely to start off this rebuild. We'll see though. So at this point in time, random team really doesn't matter. 3, 2, and 1, and we end up with the Brooklyn Nets. As always, if you guys are new here though and you can hit that subscribe button, it'd be great to me. Something like 43% of you guys that watch these videos are not subscribed. If you guys want to stick a while, help me out a little bit, it'd be awesome. If we can hit 300 likes in this video, that'd be great as well. All right, I'll see you guys with the team. So this is how the squad is looking that the CPU drafted for me. It's actually a pretty good team. It is a little bit unfortunate though. What I'm going to do here is, yes, morale isn't, not going to be included in overall. So if they're, if they're an 84 and they have +1 morale, that means they're still an 84. If they are an 85 overall and they have -1, making them an 84, they're still an 85. So Vucevic cannot be here, is basically what I'm trying to say. And vice versa, if somebody says 85, the morale is actually up 1. They're still technically an 84 overall. So it's interesting. Not a whole lot of young pieces that are going to develop, which actually might not even be the worst thing in the world. I'm excited to have Josh Richardson. I know he's probably not going to hit an 85, and he definitely probably could be one of the better players that, might not get there. It's probably going to be a lot of veteran guys and a lot of young guys and not a lot of guys in between. So we definitely have some trades to make. Simmons, Levine, and Vucevic all have to go. Let's hop into this. So I'm stuck between 2 trades right now. The first one would be this one with the Utah Jazz, and the second one right now is this one with the Orlando Magic. I'm pretty sure that both of these guys will get to an 85. I don't know if it will happen, before year 3. And I know Barrett will probably get there, but I still don't know that for sure. I think I'm going to take RJ Barrett here. This is a terrible trade in general, but again, these are the things that we have to do today. Bamba and Warren might have been the better trade. I do get TJ Warren a decent amount though now. Surprisingly enough, it seems funny to say, but I do. So if we take a look at this roster right now, broken down wise, I definitely am in need of a new point guard. Shooting guard, I'm going to go with Richardson. I'm probably going to play Barrett at small forward. Actually, what I'm probably going to do is, I'm not going to send him to the G League, but he might just roll off the bench for at least 1 year. Not a bad idea whatsoever. Millsap's fine, and then Vucevic is obviously going to go. So we have a couple more trades to make here. Next trade we're going to make here is with the Indiana Pacers. I think Eric Bledsoe might get up to an 84, occasionally an 85 overall. But I think for at least this year, he probably will be fine. So the way I'm also going to do this is, it really counts as at the trade deadline. These guys are obviously going to progress after the trade deadline as well. I'm going to do my best to, kind of predict and hope I don't have any 85 past the deadline. If I do, then obviously the challenge doesn't count, or whatever it is. If I win a championship, it doesn't count. But that's what we're going to go on rules-wise anyway. So Eric Bledsoe is going to come in here, be our new point guard, and I think we definitely have one more move to make. So this right here is going to be the next move we are making. Yusuf Nurkic probably at some point will definitely get to an 85. But for now, I think for this season, he probably will not. So Vucevic, Randolph, going over to Indiana. I think this is the second trade we made with Indiana. I believe I sent them Zach LaVine. Yes, I did. So Nurkic and Clarkson are going to be coming here to Brooklyn. And so let's see. We take a look at this team right now. I'm fine with Napier. So we do have a little bit of a logjam here at the shooting guard spot. Typically I would send Barrett to the G League. I just know he'll jump up 4 or 5 overalls. And this is not the rebuild for that. So I definitely want to start Richardson. I don't mind having Clarkson. But I definitely do need a backup power forward as well. This is definitely going to be a 10-man rotation here. I'm going to try to spread out the minutes pretty evenly. So I think I'm going to probably try to package Jordan Clarkson, who is on a 1-year deal. I don't believe he has any sort of option after this year. No, he does not. So Clarkson and probably Torrey Craig looking for just a backup power forward. Let's see what we have here. Torrey Craig. All right, let's just see. I just need some sort of backup power forward. Doesn't really have to be anybody unbelievable. Obviously, I'm not even really able to trade for anybody unbelievable, as sad as it is. Come on, 2K. Let's go. Robert Covington is absolutely perfect. Admiral Schofield. Also, a big rule this. I'm just thinking this because Robert Covington. I can change positions if their overalls go up. I cannot change them to make them go down. That is, a pretty big key rule right here. So let me figure out this rotation. So this team's looking really solid at this point in time. Year number 1, the rotation goes as follows: Eric Bledsoe, Josh Richardson, OG Anunoby, Paul Millsap, and Yusuf Nurkic. Now, I also like the idea of this rebuild because I am getting a bunch of guys, that I don't really use a ton. So I think it's going to be super fun. The thing I'm kind of realizing that's also going to suck is when you win a championship, overalls tend to, jump up a few points. So that is going to be tough. This is a really solid bench, in my opinion. Robert Covington, Harrison Barnes, Dwight Powell, Shabazz Napier, and RJ Barrett. Now, you might be saying you're crazy playing RJ Barrett 10 minutes a night, especially because he's so young, 76 overall. Why wouldn't you want to develop him? Well, no, I do want him to develop, but I don't want him to develop to the point where I have to trade him, because I think he can be, honestly, like on the money of an 83, 84 overall by year number 3, and that would be absolutely perfect if we are trying to win a championship. But I still think this team is unbelievable. Who knows? Maybe with 2K will bless me a little bit and we'll actually, get something done. I will see you guys at the end of the first year. So the first year for us here in Brooklyn comes to an end. 50-32 ends up being our record. Not too bad. Luka Doncic is your MVP, 0.2 assists off the triple-double. Zion is your Rookie of the Year for Oklahoma City, and I don't really know how I feel about him in a Thunder jersey. Goran Dragic, 6-man. Kawhi Leonard, Defensive Player of the Year. Luka also wins Most Improved. I just can't even believe that he put up 39 points a game. Like, it's kind of crazy to me, but is what it is. And 55 wins for Greg Popovich does get him Coach of the Year. So, son of a bitch. All right, well, if we win a championship this year, this will not count. They were not 85s at the deadline. Unfortunately, I need to remember that these things do happen. So, Bledsoe and Nurk will definitely be gone after this year. I cannot imagine that Bledsoe will be regressing that much. And even if he does, he'll probably get back up to an 85. Nurk will 1,000% be gone, though. So, we'll still sim this. I'll still try to win. But, again, I don't really think we're going to be counting this if we do win a championship. Just kind of, part of the challenge today. Trying to make it as hard as possible. So, Bledsoe, Nurk, Millsap, Richardson, Barnes, Covington, Anunoby. See, it's going to be tough at some points in time because there's going to be, like, limited guys I can honestly kind of get. Oh, wow, we did not do that well in the scoring department. Defensively, though, we were actually really solid. Give us the 4th best differential. So, first round here with the Washington Wizards. Steph, Oladipo, Clarkson, Gallo, Bryant, Lopez. Not bad. And I know I say Oladipo. I always say it, and people always somehow still think that I'm serious. It's kind of funny to me, but we're down 2-0, 3-0. That was quick. I guess Steph Curry just absolutely torched Eric Bledsoe, and we get swept. So those potential championship hopes, gone. All right, I'll see you guys in the offseason. So the Cleveland Cavaliers and Luka Doncic do go on to win a finals, and Luka Doncic averaged 42 points over a 7-game series. Holy shit. I just finished watching Dame 61 game, and I'm recording this right now. He's been doing something else in the bubble. I honestly couldn't pick a bubble MVP. I mean, I just put out a tweet, actually, funny enough, and I just blanked the fact that TJ Warren's been balling out as well. But in my opinion, it's between 3 people. It's Dame, it's Devin Booker, or it's TJ Warren. I didn't even put him in the poll. That was my bad. I mean, there's another option, but you know what I'm saying. All right, so we're up to the draft lottery now. I am definitely going to be trying to get a little bit, or like a decent amount of rookies today, because that is definitely going to be needed. The Detroit Pistons end up with the 1st overall pick. Staff-wise, I definitely do want to get a good staff if we're not going to be able to have the best team possible. I'm going to give, Atkinson a year. Jacques Vaughn actually has really good ratings. Nathan Hill, unfortunately, it's time to go. And Robert Bean. I feel like there's definitely a joke in that name somewhere. Graham, and then Assistant GM Masters, just my boys here, and Nicholson. Also, huge shout out to you guys. You guys gave a ton of love to my rebuild yesterday when I went back and did a rebuild on 2K18. So I will definitely be going back on more 2Ks and doing a bunch of other throwback rebuilds. So we do have the 20th overall pick. Unfortunately, Nurkic does have to go. Technically, Bledsoe is fine now. I still think he's probably going to progress, especially if we do super well. So let me figure out some trades to make here. So I'm going to work on a deal here with Oklahoma City, trying to get the 2nd overall pick. It's not going to be as easy as, it probably could be, but it is what it is. So I think moving Dwight Powell would be fine, and they agree to that. So we now have pick 2. I actually tried to trade for pick 1. I do have a guy in mind that I do want to get here. The Detroit Pistons have the 1st overall pick, and they have no cap space. And I was thinking, how can a team be so bad unless they just have a ton of bad players with a ton of bad contracts? They actually have Kevin Durant, and they still ended up with the #1 overall pick. So I don't know if that was lottery or just 2K being weird or whatever it was. But we do have pick 2 here now, which is definitely very exciting. I want to get Wiseman. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure he will be an 85, so I might go with like Anthony Edwards. I think LaMelo does cap at actually an 84. So LaMelo Ball is definitely in play as well. Same with Edwards, though. So I'm assuming Wiseman will probably go 1st overall. He tends to do that a lot in these fantasy draft rebuilds, and he does. So no surprise there. I think LaMelo Ball is the pick, though. Also, could consider, a guy who I definitely know won't get to an 85 by the end of this video, that being Obi Toppin. But I think I kind of got to risk it for the biscuit here with LaMelo a little bit. If he ends up, kind of being an 85 plus, that is fine. I will obviously find a trade for him because I definitely do want to complete this challenge. So LaMelo is going to be a 78 overall at this point in time. That's not that bad. Bradley is going to accept. So I definitely have my new point guard. LaMelo is going to be my new guy there. I definitely do need a new center. Moratorium, obviously, none of these guys are really going to be potential signings for me. So let me figure out some more trades. So I'm going to try to do this deal here with the Toronto Raptors. DeAndre Jordan is not a guy I get a lot. He is on the older side at 31. I think he definitely still could be on a championship team here. So I only included Korkmaz to make the money work. I can probably throw in somebody else, honestly. Can you just give me Tyrell Terry? Oh my God, come on. Okay, they don't like it. How about if I just give you a couple second-round picks? You see, I would give you, like, players, but you just don't have the money for it, and I really don't even think... I do have a lot of first-round picks. How about if I give you one first-round pick? I'll give you two, but I'm capping it at two. All right, and they agreed to that. So, DeAndre Jordan, welcome to Brooklyn. Or, I guess, not really welcome back, I guess, but you know what I'm saying. So, D. Jordan's here now. I'm actually fine with Avery Bradley backing up LaMelo Ball. I really do like Avery Bradley, especially, you know, his former time on the Celtics. Tyrell Terry, I really have no idea who this is from Stanford. He's actually the first-round pick. Richardson and Barrett are still chilling here. We have kind of a little bit of a logjam at the small forward spot, especially with Harrison Barnes and OG Anunoby. Covington is still going to be my power forward, most likely, unless I can find somebody else. I think Millsap, we do have bird rights on, probably. Yes, we do. I'm actually going to probably try to re-sign him. I don't imagine I can really get anybody better. And I think especially in something like this, you need a lot of depth if you're not going to be able to have the highest of overalls. So I think having both Millsap and Covington will definitely help this a lot. But I probably have one or two more trades to make. So I think without a doubt, Gordon Hayward is going to be an upgrade over both OG Anunoby and Harrison Barnes. We're going to throw Terrence Ferguson in there mainly to make the money work. They want Millsap for Draymond Green. On paper, it's not the worst trade in the world. I'd rather maybe throw you a pick or two. Maybe like 1 first and 2 seconds. Just because I do value Millsap a little bit more at this point in time. So Gordon Hayward, that trade is complete. So I think we're actually kind of cool with this rotation. I'm still going to be a 10-man rotation here. I see really no reason to change that. Maybe look to improve my backup center. You guys know I love Boban, but if I can improve that maybe just a little bit, and I don't even really think I can. So, I mean, I'll look to maybe trade for somebody else. If I do Boban and I'll also throw you Admiral Schofield, I just don't really see him fitting on this team. Just looking for a different, backup center. Robert Williams definitely will not hit an 85 overall, unless I move him to power forward, then he will. But he's fine. For now, I'm really liking the layout of this team. I have to make a decision on if I want to start Richardson or Barrett. That I really don't know yet, but I'll figure that out. And yeah, this is an interesting team. This is an interesting challenge. I will see you guys at the start of year number 2. So this is squad here for the start of year number 2. And yes, I know a lot of people are probably already commenting it. No, I am not sending guys to untapped potential. Typically, I send 2 to 3 players to untapped potential. I'm not doing that because I actually don't want their overalls to go up. I'm sending guys to, perimeter defense, combo guard, whatever it may be. But this is the rotation here for year number 2. LaMelo, Richardson, Hayward, Covington, and Jordan. Couple reasons I made the decisions on this. One, I think Richardson is going to help us win a championship more. I think he's the overall better player over RJ Barrett at this point in time. And then I want with Covington because I think the defense is going to be kind of huge for this team. I mean, this is a really solid defensive front court, and I think they do actually mesh well together. They're both defensive studs, and then Covington can kind of stretch the floor a little bit more where DeAndre Jordan can. Then maybe, Millsap at his older age can't do that so much. But I'm fine with it. I definitely really love this bench. I mean, if I could have a bench like this every video, I would be super happy. But nonetheless, this is the team. Melo Ball, Richardson, Hayward, Covington, and DJ. Bench, Anunoby, Millsap, Barrett, Williams, and Bradley. So I will check at the trade deadline. Hopefully nobody's an 85 plus. If not, I will see you guys at the end of year number 2. So at the trade deadline, DeAndre Jordan was only an 84 overall. I'm hoping that remains the same before the playoffs start. Obviously, after the playoffs start, and if we win a championship, everybody's morale is going to go up. So I'm hoping that we're fine throughout this. Luka is your MVP. We won 58 games this year. LaMelo Ball is your rookie of the year for us. He is currently an 81 overall. He might definitely hit that 85 next year. Who knows, though. Rui Hachimura, 6-man. Joel Embiid, Defensive Player of the Year. You actually don't really see that one enough. John Morant, most improved. Kenny Atkinson does win Coach of the Year for us. So we are a 1 seed here. I will check the team. We are still all set here in the 85 plus department. Hayward and Jordan are definitely, pushing that a little bit, but we will see. So I definitely think having a really deep bench here is definitely going to be helping this team a ton. LaMelo led us in scoring as a rookie. Then it was Hayward, Richardson, Barrett, Millsap, Covington, Jordan. I mean, we just don't in generally have a lot of scorers in this team, but I'm sure defensively we were really, really good. 113 points per game, and defensively we allowed under 105. So that's great. Did give us the best differential. We got the Knicks here in the first round. Battle New York. Russ, LeVert, Derrick Jones Jr., Sabonis, Okongwu, Chris Boucher, Isaiah Thomas. I saw Cole Anthony on the bench there as well. That's actually funny. It's a little bit of a rumor in real life. I feel like New York Knicks drafting Cole Anthony, but who knows? So we are currently up 3-0 right here in the Battle of New York, and 3-1, and all right, we win in 5. Starting off this one good. Now moving on to Philadelphia. Fred VanVleet, McCollum, Malcolm Moore, Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon would be a great target as well. Nikola Jokic. So I'm hoping we get by them as well. Again, that's a good team. It's a deep team, but I still think we might have a little bit of the upper hand just because, again, we're so deep, especially on our bench. It really is definitely going to help us push us, over some of these teams. Cleveland here, Obviously, the former NBA champions, Kobe White, Luka, Wiggins, Kleber, Mitchell Robinson. This is a solid squad right here. Luka's probably just going to torch everybody, but okay. And we sweep them. And now moving on to Houston right here. Devontae Graham, Bradley Beal, Troy Brown Jr., Morris, Clint Capella, Terry Rozier. I will check the overalls. We're still all set. So this is what I'm going to say. If I win the championship this year, this is going to count because we are currently at the NBA Finals. Nobody's an 85-plus overall. If their overalls jump, even without morale after this, I'm still going to count it just because, that tends to happen, after a championship. I will do my best to try again next year. Who knows? We still have to beat Houston, though. So this is a solid squad right here. Let's see what we can do. We're 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. Oh, my God. Are we really going to be doing this? I did not think this was possible. I really did not think this was possible, but it looks like we're potentially going to be getting this done. I'll see you guys in there for some gameplay. So I'm actually having fun with this because, again, we're using a bunch of guys that I really never used, especially in a championship team of a rebuild. Maybe besides, like, LaMelo Ball, I really never use any of these guys. Hayward gets fouled. In an actual, like, with my final team, and obviously I'm doing one more year after this still, but I'm super pumped about this. Gordon Hayward's been very, very good in the bubble for the Celtics. And, he's a tough one, but I still think he's going to opt in next year. But other than that, I'm having a ton of fun, with these challenges. I've been trying to get into some harder challenges. It's what you guys like to see. Obviously, I'm super pumped for 2K21. Well, I'm not really excited for it, but I'm excited for, like, a new game, even though I can't imagine much is going to change. But you know what I'm saying? Just not doing the same thing over and over. I'm hoping that you've been listening to us. I think Kenny probably made his video early enough where they definitely could have fixed some of the changes, especially because, he's legitimately the biggest My League YouTuber, and he's definitely the most influential. He definitely has the most important opinion, I would say. Everybody's opinion obviously matters, but, like, if 2K is going to listen to anybody, he should definitely be the guy they're listening to. So I'm hoping there are definitely some changes made for 2K21 regarding My League. I'm sure there's probably going to be a lot of changes, regarding other things. But as it comes to My League, we've been dealing with the same thing for so long now that I hope they can honestly just listen to us. Give us something. Like, just change at least it a little bit. Like, you change other game modes a little bit, and look, I get it. They make you money. But, like, just switch it up for us a little bit. I wouldn't, oh, wow, LaMelo actually is triple-double. But, like, just switch it up for us a little bit. What can it hurt, really? People love My League. People do. People don't love to watch it on YouTube as much as other things like, my team, maybe even some My Career. But people do like to play My League. Like, that's a straight up fact. Like, people like the general idea of being able to control what the whole entire NBA looks like, making trades, signing players. It's fun. And, like, as weird as it is, like, I'm not one of the biggest My League YouTubers, but I feel like I definitely, have some pretty good opinions on this. And a lot of people have actually, I love to see it. I love to see, it doesn't seem almost daily, but I feel like it's like once to twice a month, I'm finding a new, content creator in the My League community. And honestly, after doing this for 3-4 years, it amazes me how this game mode stays the same, and so many people are just kind of branching into it now, kind of putting themselves out there and finally getting into a game mode that, has honestly changed my life a little bit. I hate the game mode. I don't hate it. I love the idea of it. I hate how they have it set up. But it's kind of crazy, and I would love to see this community grow more and more, even if I'm not the biggest. I want to always, I would love to be the biggest My League YouTuber, but oh my Robert Covington. But no, I don't think that's ever going to happen. I would never, compete with anybody, anything like that. But I'm absolutely loving the way this is going right now. I love that we just completed this challenge as well. I will see you guys with the Finals MVP. Your guess is as good as mine in the Finals MVP department. It actually is LaMelo Ball in his rookie year. Puts up 23.5 points, 7 boards, and 10 assists. He actually did have a triple-double to close out Game 4 of the NBA Finals and help us Brooklyn Nets here win a championship. So you saw it before. As you can see, I already told you guys morale does not count going either way. So technically this challenge is complete. We had no 85-plus overalls. I definitely didn't think it would happen year number 2. I considered year number 3, but I didn't really think it. Thinks it? That's not a word. Knicks end up with the number 1 overall pick. I didn't know who it was from. It wasn't their own pick, though. They were in the playoffs. Oh, whoops, no. I'm going to re-sign Kenny Atkinson. He just won us a championship. There's really no reason to move on. If I can find him. Yeah, there we go. And then assistant coach is Jacques Vaughn here. He was solid for us. I would like to bring him back. He had some really good ratings, so I can find him again. I don't know why it's so hard, to find some of these guys. But it is. We're going to bring both of them back. They definitely both have earned it, especially because we literally do not have an 85-plus overall on this team. So, draft pick-wise, we do have the last pick in the first round. 2 seconds is absolutely fine. It's basically a second-round pick anyways. I know some people hate that logic. They're like, no, it's a first-round pick. Like, then you're just saying this is the first overall pick in the second round, basically a first-round pick. Well, like, yeah, in some regards, yes, but, like, I know what you're saying in that argument. But Heading into this third and final year here, the challenge is complete. Obviously, I want to, continue to try to do it again, maybe even repeat in this challenge. But I think overall-wise, we had a really good game plan. Depth-wise, I think this bench was a huge contributor and a huge factor for us going out here and winning it. But let's see what we can do now. Hayward, I definitely want to re-sign. He was a very, very important piece. Look at him, 100 mil over those 4 years. Richardson, I'd like to bring back. I'm honestly probably just going to keep RJ Barrett on the bench. I don't really see a different reason, to do that. And then OG Anunoby is a restricted free agent. I'm not going to renounce the rights on him. But I can bring him back, after this, just so he doesn't get his qualifying offer. So that is going to happen. I'll re-sign Anunoby and then maybe have 1 or 2 trades for you guys. I screwed up, and OG, I ended up renouncing his rights accidentally. That sucks, but it is what it is. It's not that important, honestly. I think this team's still going to be fine. So here's where I'm going to struggle right now, because I think LaMelo Ball, honestly, will get to an 85 at some point next year. I think Barrett will be fine as long as I don't send him untapped potential. Richardson should be good. Hayward probably won't get any higher. Covington and Millsap, especially Millsap being, 36 years old, I think I can probably move on from him. And I'm honestly going to keep DeAndre Jordan. Maybe. We'll see. All right, let me work on some trades here. So I'm going to go ahead and try to actually pick up Fred VanVleet. Now, he actually does regress, but I wouldn't mind having Fred VanVleet on this team, even if he has to start for us. We're going to move Paul Millsap. I just think 36 years old. I mean, yes, he's not going to hit an 85, but I'm comfortable with Covington at an 83 right now, in my opinion. I will also go ahead and throw you this Tyrell Terry guy. I don't really need him. And then just... maybe I can do it with seconds. Probably not. Okay, yeah, gets done with seconds. So Fred VanVleet, welcome to the team. What I actually might do is have LaMelo come off the bench. I will definitely check on LaMelo's, progression before the start of next season. If he's an 84, I'm probably going to trade him. If he's an 83, I might risk it until the trade deadline, but we will see. But other than that, for now, I think I really just need to get 1 more backup. Maybe 2. I kind of want to go 9-man rotation, but I also think spreading out the minutes does, hurt progression a little bit. So Josh Hart's an option. So is Bielitsa. I don't really ever sign Josh Hart. Josh Hart's such an OG, because if you guys have been watching me for a while, let me know down below in the comment section. Do you guys remember my old roommate? He used to love Josh. Oh, I can actually get Bielitsa as well. He used to love Josh Hart, and we had some great times there. And that's an OG if you guys remember those videos in those days. But for now, this is going to be the squad we are rolling with. Hopefully, we are all set. I will see you guys at the start of the third final season. So I have good news and I have bad news. Good news is LaMelo Ball is only an 82, so he will definitely still be in the starting lineup here, especially because Fred VanVleet just, regresses to hell, and it makes no sense. But DeAndre Jordan is an 85. That is the bad news. We are in need of a new starting center. Even though I think he probably will regress, that would, kind of be cheating the challenge, even if I started and, he regressed for some reason. But we will go ahead and try to find a new center now that I believe will stay below an 85 overall for the remainder of this. DeMarcus Cousins, I don't think DeAndre Jordan's contract is going to match up. 3 mil more. I'll give you Robert Williams. Honestly, I haven't gotten Boogie in a minute. I wouldn't mind doing this. They want Bielitsa for Ivica Zubac. I can work with that. Okay, I'm fine with that. I can deal with it because I think Zubac's not going to be a bad backup center. So at this point in time, I do not have a backup power forward. Is there anybody in free agency here? Lonzo made it to free agency. I didn't think that was going to happen. TJ Leaf wants 15 million. Also, this is such another big thing they need to fix here in 2K. There's no way that if TJ Leaf was in free agency, he'd be asking for $15 million. There's no way the world's biggest lesbian would be asking for $22 million if nobody signed him to a contract. It's just things like this just don't make sense. So I only have a minimum contract. So that is, another big thing here. I really can't sign anybody here. It's unfortunate, but it's kind of the truth. So if I move Iggy to small forward, I feel like his overall should go up. He does go up to 75. So I'm going to probably try to move Iggy and Teodosic, and maybe I'll include a first-round pick. Actually, yeah, why not include a first-round pick? It's final year anyways. See if we can get some sort of different backup big man or power forward, whatever the case may be. John Henson is fine. I'll move him to power forward. His overall will change, but nothing else will really change. And how tall is he? He's 6'9". Nice, I know. Okay, so we're taking a look at this rotation right now. I'm comfortable with it. I'm pretty content. Hayward might get there. Hopefully Boogie doesn't. We will see. Boogie's definitely, a big risk, but we will see. Fred VanVleet is going to be my 6th man. You guys know me. I really do not like having guards as, my 6 or big men as my 6 men. Barrett actually is going to get more minutes here. We're going to go 12 and then 10 here to Josh Hart. So 6 man, we're going to go 24 actually. So Boogie's actually only going to play 31. Covington 32. Hayward 32. Richardson 32. And then I'll actually give a 33rd here to LaMelo. So third and final year. This is how the team and rotation are going to be looking. I will definitely check it at the trade deadline to, kind of ensure we have no 85-plus overalls. But for now, year number 3, LaMelo Ball, Josh Richardson, Gordon Hayward, Robert Covington, and DeMarcus Cousins. Bench, Fred VanVleet, Ivica Zubac, RJ Barrett, and John Henson and Josh Hart. Prayers up, boys. Let's see if we can get it done and go back-to-back. Pretty sure that's a three-peat for Luka. Not 1,000% positive on that one. Sorry, I forget. But 52 wins. You know, we're a pretty average team. So, I mean, 52 wins is not an average record by any means, but it's, you know, not what, you know, typically my rebuilds are. Cade Cunningham, Rookie of the Year, also wins 6-man in Washington. Kawhi Defensive Player of the Year, I believe. Oh, wow. He was definitely not in LA before, but he is now. Welcome back, I guess. Dennis Smith Jr., Most Improved, Mike Malone, Coach of the Year. We actually are a 1 seed over here in the Eastern Conference. You love to see it. 1 game ahead of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and then Denver was pretty solid as well. So let me double check right now as well. Boogie's with morale, so technically he is fine. We're going to take a look over here at player stats on here, led in scoring by Boogie, actually. So good to see him getting back to, you know, his old self. LaMelo, Gordon Hayward, RJ Barrett, Richardson, VanVleet. You know, I'm still up in the air on which one of these guys I want to start. I still think I give the edge a little bit to Richardson. Rebounds was Boogie, and assist was Ball. Team stats-wise, we probably did not score a whole lot of points per game. Not bad. We're getting a little bit better there. And then defensively, we were absolutely unbelievable, though, and it gave us second best differential. So we got Washington in the first round. I believe they actually beat us in the first year. It's a solid team. Cade Cunningham coming off their bench, who I know he actually goes up in overalls and moving to small forward. Obviously, you know, they don't do that. It would be kind of funny if like the CPU could change positions. I think that would be kind of cool, but you know, that could get a little ugly sometimes, especially if it glitched or something, move like, I don't know, like Steph Curry to like a center or something. It'd be kind of funny in my opinion. Over here in Detroit now, Brogdon, Hield, KD, Mirotic, James Wiseman. Yeah, this was the team that ended up with the first overall pick. So I don't know if they were really that bad or they just ended up doing well in the lottery, but that team is definitely better than us, so I would not be surprised if we lost here. We're 2-2 with them at the time being. We're up 3-2, and we win in 6. Moving on to Cleveland, who we beat last year, and I believe they won the finals the year before, so it'll be interesting. White, Doncic, Wiggins, Kleber, Mitchell Robinson. I believe that's similar, if not the same exact starting 5 as last year. It's New Orleans and Houston over there in the West. We're up 3-1, and wow, we end up winning in 7. We're taking on Houston, Devontae Graham, Bradley Beal. Actually, no, we faced Houston last year. Excuse me a minute. These guys are both with morale, so we're good. If we win it here, championship complete. Let's see what we can do here. We are 1-1, up 2-1, 3-1, and wow. Wow. I did not think that this team was going to do this twice. I'm actually really surprised about that. Hopefully we're still good, and yeah, we're still good. I mean, 4 guys are 85s now, but it's all with morale, so technically they are still 84s, and yes, that is how I'm doing this. It's you know, they really are an 84 overall, but nonetheless, if you guys enjoyed it, leave a like down below. That'd be absolutely awesome. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe. Feel free to comment any other fun challenge ideas down below in the comment section. This went a lot better than I honestly thought it was going to, and I had a ton of fun making it. So that about does it for me. I love you guys. I'll see you guys all in the next one.